How do you look at Indian cinema today as vis-a-vis compared to when you started out from the FTII?
Good morning, everyone. You see, today's topic is the evolution of Indian cinema for the last 50 years. And that time you were not born even. What is important for today is to discuss how relevant it is to know the evolution for your benefit as a student of cinema, or as a cinegoer, or as a learner. So we will talk how relevant it is to know about the history of cinema, world cinema or Indian cinema. Let's start with the Indian cinema first. Cinema is a very democratic art. It represents the impression of a particular land, culture, language, their values, all over the world. That's why the cinema and festivals belong to their land, their culture. That is why the festivals show the films to let you know their culture, their way of thinking, their thought leaders, their issues, their problems. And you tell your issues, your history, your heritage, your Sanskriti, so-called. So that is why India is united today from the heart. Mind may debate, but from the heart we are all Indian. It's mainly because of the cinema. I came to know Tamilians to see by after seeing Tamil cinema. When I saw Keval Chandra films, when I saw those films, Maniratnam films, and Tamil films, then I know how, as being a Delhi boy or a Punjabi boy, I came to know how Tamilian thinks, how beautiful culture they have, how Bengali cinema represents, how Malayalam cinema is so beautiful. Then they have a two different extreme approach to cinema. Malayalam cinema is one is a commercial, one is an art. And so all those prants, whether Gujarat and all that, so that is how we become one. And the cinema is one of the biggest device and influential device and a communication center where we know each other. That how you respect your parents, how you respect your teacher, and how you respect your values. But somewhere there is a huge spinal cord between us that is our own heritage, our own mythology, our beliefs, our prayers in God. We are epical people, Derek. We Indians are epical people.
Bombay, there wasn't a single Indian film in the entire festival program, not one. And there were several English and American critics at the festival, and we all went to the director and said, "Where are the Indian films?" And they said, "Oh, you can see them downtown in the commercials. We don't have to put them in the festival." So things have obviously changed a lot. And we decided that the best thing would be to have a panorama of Indian films every year. And that's what happened, largely because of the pressure we put on them. I think that was worth doing.
You have national best films made in Assam or even Telugu or anywhere. But as Derek pointed out, are we seeing many of the Oscar-winning films are being marketed here, distributed here. But the national best films, when a jury is selected, this is the best of the certain year. We don't have facilities to watch. Where is the distribution? Where is the theatre? Where are the people to watch? It is a shame that the national best film of the nation is not watched by their own people. It's really a shame for a filmmaker. How does it come? An Oscar-winning films are being viewed, and there are distributors and theatres. It's a shame part of it. When we look back up to the 50th year, 50 years now, this is a sad state of mind. Earlier, Doordarshan were responsible for showing all Indian panorama films in their own language and with subtitles. Now they removed it. Where does it? How does it happen? Are we going ahead of an intellectual way? Or are we seeing the aesthetics part of it? Or are we seeing the commerce part of it? So therefore, cinema is particularly a nation's aesthetics.
You, of course, to the Ministry of Information and to Mr. Chataya Prasad and to ESG Society of Goa and to Mr. Mahesh Rao for giving me the great honor to open with you the Open Forum. I've been visiting many festivals in the world, but it's now 10 years I've been coming to Goa Film Festival. I saw it growing, changing, of course for good, and it's very exciting. And also this year we were very much honored to have my friend Isabelle Huppert. We started together, we were at the Conservatoire National d'Art Dramatique in '71. So we've been very close friends, and it was wonderful to see her given this wonderful award. So we are very thankful to India, and we always loved your movies very much, and we hope to build more and more bridges between France and India and Russia. So long live to Goa Film Festival. Thank you very much.
CGI. So all effects are produced in Russia, and moreover we are trying to involve to our movies foreign actors, foreign talents to spread our movies all over the world, because when you're involving foreign actors, it also will be popular in their countries. So we also welcome to invite Indian talents to participate in Russia. That's what I'm talking about, the co-production. Co-production is very useful. You are getting a lot of markets, not only your local. But anyway, Indian movies is also very popular in Russia. So we welcome all Indian filmmakers to Russia to distribute your movies. We can give you a hand with it and make movies together, distribute Indian movies in Russia, because in Russia we have a big community of fans of Indian movies, a few facilities. So first of all, we have film commissions. We have, for current moment, I'll try not to change the figures, but about 15 film commissions in every region. So if you want to make a movie, it's very simple to give the request to this film commission. It's we call it one window service. So you're giving only to them the request, and they goes to another authorities, another place where to have to be submitted. So and they also can hand you with finding the right and very very good partners in Russia that do everything as you want to. So they can find you a CGI, they can find you production, they can line production, whatever you want. Film commission, especially in Moscow, the biggest film commission has. Also we have St. Petersburg, also we have in Vladivostok, Far East, and a lot of film commissions, up to 15 film commissions we have. They helping all the foreign filmmakers to make movies in Russia. So it's very simple.
Yes, I think it's essential, and we were maybe the first country in the world to fight for our artists, to let them say what they want to say. And in fact, I don't want to come back to a quarrel from 2 years ago, but I remember that the jury has selected 2 wonderful films, and the last minute, Daily decided not to show them. And in fact, one of them, I've forgotten the title, but it was absolutely brilliant. It was about a woman, to earn her life, she was becoming a model for a painter. So of course, she has to be sometimes, you know, like Renoir, and show a little bit of her body. And the film was banned because of that. The film was a masterpiece. That film should have gone all over the world and could have won an Oscar. So I think sometimes, of course, you have to protect the young generation for television. And for television, you have to be strict and not to show, you know, rubbish things and too many killers and too many fights, because see what's happening in America, big bomb everywhere. So that India has a right to be careful. But sometimes in festivals is a place where all artists must be free to show what they sing deeply. And that should be, I think, considered. It's important.
Yeah, the next question, Ms. Maria and to Ms. Webb. How you look at the Indian films as international platforms for both of you? How you look at the Indian films on international platforms?
Well, I start, of course we love them, but once again, it's all a money problem, and distributors in France don't take risk. They are only going to want to make money. And sometimes, you know, a film like Manto and all that, they are going to think maybe it's too intellectual, and they are not going to distribute the film. So French audience is very frustrated because we get very, very few Indian films coming to our country. And that's a tragedy, because I'm very lucky to be invited here in India to many film festivals. I can see in the audience Somendra Harsh, who is the head of the director of Rajasthan Film Festival. So I've been invited to many festivals all over India, and I discovered in all these small festivals fantastic directors. But those films go nowhere. And that's a tragedy, and that's what we are here, to try to develop more bridges before countries. Because you in Russia are the same, you know, everybody wants to make money, and if they don't know the actors, if they don't know that, they are not going to take the film. And the film will stay in a drawer when it's a wonderful film.
Commitment Aslı is a first part of trilogy, new trilogy, the Commitment trilogy. And the first part of was screened yesterday in Goa Film Festival. The second part of trilogy, Assam, I shot it last summer, and nowadays I'm post-production part. And third one, I don't know still when I will shooting, but and I my all films scriptwriter, producer and directing, and some films I worked for editing shortly.
Yes, the Swiss, well, the movie is supposed to be in New York, okay, where he lives, and in Switzerland, well, it's the Alpine country who his girlfriend who died, she was very fond of this part of Swiss, so he just want to make a return trip to where she likes to live, and and because of his feeling, he doesn't know where to go, so that's where he goes. So.
Congratulations, I just happened to see the movie.
Okay, thank you.
Could you just tell us how long it takes to make a movie like this? From the script level to visualizing and getting the movie to the screens?
Well, you can take about a year just to write it. Well, many versions, of course. We shoot it in Canada and Switzerland in 2 periods, from May to August. So we have about 30 days of shooting, and will take a year because, as you can have seen, there's special effects because Mr. Stewart doesn't play piano, so he was very afraid of what he looked like. So there was kind of a special effects to make sure that people can believe that he plays piano.
But for me, it's the ones that I've seen. They're like colorful and happy, and there's always like positivity. So for me, like if I'm sad, if I see an Indian film, it makes me happy. So that's why, yeah, that's why I like Indian cinema a lot. It's colorful, and there's always dance and music and happiness. And there's sometimes sad parts, but it always comes to a happy ending. Yes, and that's nice for me. That's what I like about the Indian cinema.
Ben de aynı düşünceleri paylaşıyorum.
She agrees with me.
Türkiye'de çok fazla Hint sineması izlemiyoruz. Biraz bağlar kopuk.
In Turkey, we don't really have big chances to see Indian films, but she says I wish I can see more.
Ama buraya gelip kültürümüzü tanıdıktan sonra daha da meraklı ve ilgili olacağını düşünüyorum.
Since I came here and I knew the Indian culture a little bit more, I'm more curious about the films, and I will feel a deeper connection to the Indian films from now on.
My question is to you, sir. How do you visualize the story, and how do you decide to choose a story for the film? If you could tell the process, how it goes by, and you small news, how you develop it, and how you choose the film. We could have some more insight on.
Bu filmden, yani şu izlediğimiz filmden yola çıkarsak, ben sinemanın kişisel bir şey olduğunu, hikayelerin de kişisel hikayeler olduğunu düşünüyorum. Ne kadar topluma ve diğer hayatımın dışındaki, yani benim hayatımın dışındaki insanlara değse de, örneğin bu filmin başlangıcı benim kendi anılarımı deşmemle başladı. Yani annemle olan ilişkimi, bebeklik ve çocukluk ilişkimi anlamaya çalışırken bu hikayenin ortaya çıkışı meydana geldi.
I believe cinema is a very personal art. Even though you're touching everybody, at least you're trying to touch everybody, it comes from a very personal side.
आणि हो म्हाका दिसता गोंयच्या सगळ्यात पयसुल्लो भाग आनी ह्या भागांतल्यान आतां पर्यंत इफ्फी खातीर म्हणून खास कितें जाल्लें ना आनी थंयचे लोक हांगा येवपाकूय शकना. ह्यो सगळ्यो गोश्टी लक्षांत घेवन आमी सांग्या खातीर एक बरो प्रोग्राम केल्लो आसा. पूण तुमकां सगळ्यांक एक सांगता की सांग्यार 8 दिवसाचो प्रोग्राम जातलो. इट वूड स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 22 नोव्हेंबर टील 29. आतां 22 नोव्हेंबराक आमचो इनॉग्रल सेरेमनी जातलो आनीक 29 नोव्हेंबराक आमचो क्लोजींग सेरेमनी जातलो. हो पुराय ताचे मदीं कॉम्पॅक्ट अशे आमचे सगळे कल्चरल प्रोग्राम्स, सेलेब्रिटीज हे सगळे जातले. पूण ह्या प्रोग्रामा खातीर गोंयच्या सरकारा कडल्यान 1 रुपयाचे आमकां ग्रांट्स घेनासतना, कसलोच खर्चाचो बोजा गोंयच्या सरकाराचेर घेनासतना आमच्या स्वताच्या रिसोर्सिसांतल्यान हो प्रोग्राम आयोजन केल्ले आसा.
Yeah, good question. I have to say that the funniest thing behind all of that is that while we were shooting the movie, I've been sick because there was 12 hours on a boat, and I didn't know that I could be sick with that. And it was funny, but for the emotions too, because I played someone who was depressed. He didn't talk to his mother anymore, and to know that I was on a boat for 12 hours, I was sick, and I had to act. That was a great challenge for me, because I was like, I need to prove that I can be a good actor. And I remember while I was sick, Juan was like, would you like to take a break? And I was like, no, let's continue, and I was ready to do everything. So yeah, that was a big part of the challenge.
Composition, I just the 7 last words, right? So we just called it the 7 last words because that's what it is. Well, yeah, because I mean, at its base, you know, it is a religious text. But what was interesting to me was not so much the religious aspect. It was more interesting to me the idea of a man facing his mortality, and so that's such a universal subject that I wanted to make sure that it didn't all. You know, at the very beginning, I was actually thinking I would direct all 7 myself, but that would have been just one person's perspective, and it was important for me, and I think for the music as well, to have different perspectives that didn't all come from the same place. Exactly. And I actually shot a short film in Varanasi, but it's my first time in Goa, and it's amazing, and the food is so fantastic, and everyone's so friendly. It's really good. It's called Holika. Oh, it's actually shot in Nangaon and Barsana, north of Varanasi, but it takes place around 12 years. Latmar Ole, when the women from one village come to another village and hit the men with sticks. Yeah. And so I made kind of a expressionistic short film about that.
I mean, like when I left at 4:30 in the morning on the main day of Holi in Varanasi, and I was there with my wife, and I came back, you know, around 2 p.m. and all my clothes were completely ripped. My bullets had color, had paint all over it. You know, it was total chaos. People were jumping all over us, trying to steal the camera, monkey. You know, it's just wild.
I think that maybe main values of the movies are family and love, because that's what is universal about it. Everybody knows, everybody loses at a certain point family members in their life, and I think the way how to so that's maybe one of the reasons why they saw that. That's what people tell me, and also I think it's beautiful actually to be here with the other fellow filmmakers who want to talk about classical music. So that's also something that unites us, and in my film, the film talks about the Russian composer Rachmaninoff, and I just enjoy it so much when I'm traveling with the film and people say like, I love Rachmaninoff, I'm playing it. I just hope that it can inspire other people to listen to this music too.
Well, storytelling, this was a very interesting project to work on, and the fact that the films are shot in all these different places, we only had the theme and the music as guiding threads to write each our own stories, our visual stories. And there the music is really our guiding thread and a tool for expressing emotion. And it's an abstract language, but a universal language, and I hope that's what publics all around can understand and feel.
सबसे पहले मैं किसी चौधरी का शुक्रगुजार करता हूँ। उन्होंने ये मोबाइल थिएटर यहाँ पे लगा दिया है, इट इज अगेन वारंटी और यूएसए जर्मनी सेक्यूरिटी जो है। और उनका आभार भी व्यक्त करता हूँ। तो मैंने फिल्म
आज का